Welcome back to LEGO by the Book. I am Captain Xavier, and today I'm going to be building set 7078 King's Battle Chariot, which was acquired and sent to me by Alex McPherson. I actually paid for it, but he was the one who procured it, and this is a really cool set. This is one, this is from the 2009 Castle line. It's one I would have loved to have gotten back then, but that was back when I was still a penniless college student, and couldn't afford Lego and didn't have anywhere to put it anyway. So we're gonna build this, and it should be fun. I don't have the original instructions. I am looking them up online. Luckily they are available. So we shall start with the minis, which are conveniently bagged. We'll take a look at them. We have a couple of trolley orc type characters. I think of them as orcs. I think they were actually referred to as trolls, but there were larger, more troll-like trolls, so I still consider these to be essentially orcs. There's our orc grunt. We also have what I believe is the orc leader, on account of he has a shinier helmet. Ah, he's also been flung across the room. Wily orcs making a run for it. Interestingly, they're both armed with spears rather than the big scimitar-looking things that came out with this line. So we have our two orc-type guys. Same torsos, same heads, different helmets. That's really the only difference between them. There were different torsos for, like, the king and a couple of others. But, well, alright, let's take a look at our valiant knight-type peoples. We have an excellent halberdier, sort of a ranseur-looking weapon there. I don't know if that's quite the name. I think there's a different name for the one that's got spikes in both directions. And then we have our king, who does have a very fancy torso. Interesting. I don't know if those are actually the legs that are supposed... Those are the legs that are supposed to go with him. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen those. Those are super fancy. Super fancy torso, and then he does in fact get a fancy kingy breastplate. Very cool. And then a shiny sword. Now in the picture the sword looks gold, but I think that's just lighting. So there we have our halberdier, our guard, and our king in his armor. Very cool, very cool. Alright, let us build a chariot. And we also have, there is a horse in here that can be assembled. They do give you all of the parts as per spec to make just a horse. Very neat. Alright, here we go. There is a bug flying around. One moment. The bug has been peacefully evicted. No murders took place in this video. Alright. On with the build. And there it is, the King's Battle Chariot, and it's really a very beefy chariot. For some reason I did not expect it to be quite that tank-like. It is, you could fit at least twice that many soldiers in here. There's a little basket area on the back for a chest of gems, which seems an odd thing to be bringing to battle with you. I think it would make much more sense to, I don't know, throw a couple of archers back there, but I'm not the king, what do I know? Yeah, it does in fact articulate here, so you can steer it decently. It feels like an awful lot of chariot for one horse. I would have thought at least a team of horses, if not 4 or so. Also find it kind of odd that they didn't include a saddle, so you could, you know, use the horse just as a horse. But, yeah, I suppose the point was for it to be a chariot. I do like that they gave you 2 of the bad guys. For a set this small to have 4 minis is actually kind of impressive. They didn't skimp on the minis quite so much back in the day. Back in my day, we used to get 12 minis per castle. Anyway, this was a fun little set. I definitely will be incorporating the troops into my armies, and I will probably keep this set built just because it's neat, and while it does have some cool parts in it, I don't feel the urge or, the need for them quite enough to want to disassemble it when it's neat to have some of these vintage war cards. I've got a whole drawer full of various little carts, and this is a big one. So I think this is the first set of these really big wagon wheels that I have too. I know I've got several different sizes, but I don't know that I had any that big. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, my thanks to Alex McPherson for helping me acquire this, and my thanks to you for watching.